Hi, and welcome back to the recap of my Ironman series. This will cover episodes 51 through 60, so if you have not seen the other recaps or the main episodes, I would highly suggest doing that first. With that, let's get into this. Episode 51 started off with me setting up my witch to use for grinding. I ended up not doing any substantial grinding, maybe like 2 hours, but hey, I tried. I did attempt 23 or 37 of my red nose, depending on if you count the ones before my Beg's gloves ate the Agris stack. I did some hunting and got an artisan's matchlock, which I enhanced up to plus 10. This was to get a ton more of the ingredients I needed for cron meals. I also got a sniper to plus 10 to get the pork from Land of Morning Light. Because I had so many ingredients, I decided to start the process on making seafood cron meals, but we didn't make any this episode. Episode 52, I started off by making silver embroidered cook's clothes. I set up nodes to make a bunch of those. After that, I got 2 free fences from the quest lines. The next part was setting up workers for seafood cron meals and gathering enough materials to make a couple. I made a few of those up, then I melted down some blue accessories to get Melody of the Stars so that I can make some Valha's Dawns, and those blew up. Episode 53 started off with me testing out Jade Starlight, which turns out is very doable. My first hour, I got an iridescent and 10 embers. Kinda crazy luck. I then made crystals of mysterious darkness that I could have easily made a long time ago. Finally got around to it though. After that, I enhanced my silver embroider's cook's clothes that had been crafting, and I blew up all of them pretty much. I tried to enhance my red nose, which failed, and I did end up getting to plus 2 on the embroidered cook's clothes. I then went back to Turos, and guess what? We got all 100 embers. I know I didn't talk about it much in this recap, but this means that I can make the flame. Unfortunately, my red nose is still not working with me, but hey, cool that I have the flame. Episode 54 started off with doing the scrolls from Turos, and that put me super close to being able to C10 my red nose. I was only a few hundred off. If only I could get it to pen. I grinded for money for a bunch of hours and did red nose attempts. It failed. I then did another attempt after a few hours, and I forgot to cron it. Oops, at least I one-tapped it back to Tet. I got up to 27 or 42 attempts depending on how you want to count it. After a bunch more hours of grinding, I did attempt number 28, then I did even more grinding, and we finally got it on attempt number 29 or 43. But it finally went to pen. That means I spent 54 billion on crons to get that. I got down to only needing 116 Caphras, so I grinded out those and I got the stuff. I immediately went and made the Fallen God armor. This is when I decided that I didn't really want to cron every attempt, so I bought a Griffin helm with my latent aura to do raw taps, and we'll do that next episode. Episode 55 was all about enhancing. I literally did nothing else. I got 6 pen attempts raw tapping using no crons on my helmet, and that's it. Episode 56, I started off with Caphras grinding and was able to do some attempts on my Fallen God. It took 7 attempts to get to Pry. I decided, just like with the Dawn's Gloves, I'm not going to go to Duo until after I get my C10 on everything else. I then did a few chapters of Deeves, which were the last few that I needed to do. They were the chapters after you get the DP. You get a pet from it, so that's pretty cool. Pets are really hard to get on Ironman. After I finished up with that, I went over to Star's End, got some distos, some clear black star crystals, blew everything up, but hey, we got one to Pry at least. Not a huge accomplishment. After this, I decided to tag a Dosa. This is when he was brand new. I finished off up to the Kama Sylvia questline on the Dosa and got myself a second Rebellious crystal. You know what that means? We're down to only needing 2 crystals to fill our entire crystal page. Now, I know it's not at this day and age the most optimal crystals, but hey, pretty cool. Episode 57 started off with me grinding on Dosa. I went to Jade, and hey, we got an iridescent lightstone. After that, I decided to go to Sakraya, and I got a Tungrad ring up to Duo. After that hour, I decided to go play AOS to try to grind Essence of Gallantry to make those last 2 crystals I was just talking about. If you have watched nothing else besides these recaps, and you would like to go watch some of the worst PvP of your life, go to the PvP arc timestamp in episode 57. It's pretty bad. One thing that I did promise to my Twitch chat, though, after I finished up all my red nose attempts, was to do 20 Dream Horse attempts. I went and did a session, but I was only up to a plus 16 because I ran out of stuff to do it with. So I need to go collect some more of the materials. Episode 58 was all about making Manos clothes and tools. I made Gatherer's clothes, which I got up to duo. I then made a Manos lumbering axe, and hey, got that to duo as well. I used that lumbering axe to go gather the last of the red tree lumps I needed for my boat upgrade. That means that I have all of the items except for the ingots and the wood or whatever it's called. You get them both from bartering. I started to do some bartering, but I got stuck waiting for more points so that I could refresh the barters. I then accidentally made another Manos axe when I was trying to make a pickaxe. So hey, I have two. Pretty useless. I then actually made the pickaxe and stopped at plus 7 because whales had just started. After whaling, went and bartered and got the last items I needed. I then realized I was missing one thing. It's just the thing that costs 400 million though, so I went and grinded for an hour at Jade, and I got my Etheria Caravel made up after that. Super awesome. Finally have the Caravel. Episode 59 started off with me enhancing my boat gear. After getting it all to plus 10, except for one of them to plus 6, I went out sea monster hunting to get stones to get it up to plus 10. So I went and did that. After that, I did a bunch of grinding between Star's End and Histria, and, you know, classic accessories on this account, everything just keeps blowing up. I then bought some more crons to do the last attempts on my Dream Horse that I had promised, bringing the total up of 20. I didn't get it, obviously. I spammed a bunch of scrolls to be able to keep repairing my Mano stuff and got a bunch of memory fragments, and I enhanced the pickaxe up to duo. With the rest of my memory fragments, I did more raw taps on my Griffin's helmet, and I got another 5 or so failed attempts. Oh, and just a side note, for both of those enhancing sessions, I think I used between 500 and 1,000 for both of them, so we're talking 1,000 plus memory fragments between both of those sessions, so yeah, it was kind of a lot. Episode 60 started off with me spinning my wheel for Twitch chat, which landed on Sawnails and Elvia, which I think was the first time I had ever done anything in Calfee on Elvia, so that's pretty cool. With some more money, I got the crons, and I also think I collected some more of the horse mats. I decided to do one more attempt, which failed, unfortunately, on the Dream Horse, so we're up to 21 now. I then got a random Voltara belt from a box or something, I don't remember what, but hey, got my duo to try. That means I can go for a Tet belt. This was also around the time another Ironman creator, People Skills, was doing a Tet attempt on his belt, so I decided to immediately go grind out that belt and do some group enhancing with him. He was like 200 belts dry of Tet, and I ended up getting the Tet. He didn't. Unfortunate for him. With the materials I got from grinding trees, I had one more attempt for my Dream Horse though, so I went and did it, and this is going to be the last one for like 2 months. But hey, we got a Doom, so that was very lucky. I was not planning on doing another one after this. I did a bunch of cron attempts on my Griffin helm, and I got up to like 15 attempts total, so I did like 4 attempts or so. And that is going to be all for this recap. Next recap will include up to episode 70, maybe to 72. I'm not sure if I want to do the extra 2 episodes that are already out or not. Let me know what you guys think. It will come out tomorrow, I expect. Sorry for the 2-day break in between this episode and the last. I got just really busy and couldn't upload. I really hope you enjoyed this recap, and I will see you again very soon.